Hello, hello. Welcome to the uh, uh, uh sorry. Welcome to the daily political tarot and astrology here on the Black and Orange channel. Thank you for being here. I'm here literally every single day to take your political questions out of the chat. Just leave your questions in the chat before I come on. We have epic troll slayers who keep us safe. Thank you. And that has allowed us to build this great community here. Big as you've been so kind to each other and so kind to me. Thank you. And if you're watching on replay, hello. Don't forget, you can go down in the description box. All the questions are there. I timestamp them as I go, so you can pick and choose what you're interested in. Or you can watch back on a higher speed, which I do a lot on YouTube. So hello, hello. We've got a lot to cover today, and not all of it's bad, let me tell you. And I had this really, well, we're not going to start with this, but you see, I had this really lovely overlay. I mean, I was going to use this, but then I put together something I thought might be a little more appropriate for what's going on with, especially with all this talk of Elon Muck. Yeah, so it's not perfect, but I think it gets the message across of how things are going for him. So yeah, but that isn't actually where we're starting. No, we're starting somewhere much funnier. Oh, thank you. At 2 minutes 15 seconds in, I cannot make this up. All right, we know that Adolf Twitler is not the sharpest, not the strongest golf club in the set, however you want to put that. But King Charles has spoken in the UK. And when Dumpy visits him, King Charles is going to suggest that the possibility of the US joining the Commonwealth. In the hopes that it would bring peace between the United States and Canada. So the US joining the Commonwealth with Canada and Australia and all these different places. And first of all, talk about the Windsors playing the long game. Although I know George III was House of Hanover and what have you, but the royal family playing the long game. I talked to Sarah this morning. She's doing well. She's got Hamilton, the song from Hamilton, stuck in her head. You'll be back. I guess so. So Dumpy, I couldn't find a great place that had this, so I found one quick screen capture, so you will know I'm not kidding. I'm not making this up. Donald Trump replied to this idea. I love King Charles. Sounds good to me. This is being reported in the Independent and on Yahoo News. He has no idea what the Commonwealth is. He's like, oh, Commonwealth? Oh, making money. Oh, yes. Oh my gosh. So, is anybody going to tell him? Talk about the founding fathers. Sorry, the founding fathers rolling in their graves. You'll be back. You'll see. You belong to me. You'll be back. Da, 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 da. I love King Charles. Sounds good to me. Someone's going to tell him. Unfortunately, someone's going to tell him. He wants to be a king. Yeah. Helen, yes, he's not a J for genius for nothing. Exactly. You might. The last time we did that, about almost 200, and next year it will be 250 years. A quarter millennial, it's known as. I would think it'd be quarter millennium, but apparently it's 250 years is quarter millennial. Okay. Yeah, we were feeling a little hemmed in, and you know, there was some barrels of tea that ended up in the harbor. There was a war. There was okay. We won, and we've been our own country ever since. He's really going to be thinking, what's in it for me? I don't know. If you'll excuse the term, I just think of Charles as a cheaty bastard. It's my personal opinion. But hey, if you can change the trajectory of the orange idiot, the terracotta toad, from breaking away from every ally we have, good luck. Yes. Yeah. Lewis, someone said, please get him a Burger King crown. That'll keep him quiet for a while. Chris Cole says 57th Commonwealth. Amy says Massachusetts is a Commonwealth state. Does it recognize Charles as the king like Canada does, as the head of state? All right, oh, man. Oh, did he? Tigers? Ugh. No. Just no. No. Just no. Okay. Whew. Hang on. TJ says it's pretty terrible for Charles to do that. Why would it be bad for him to just offer? No harm in offering. Hey, would you like to join us? You don't? Okay. Then don't. That's fine. But Katie Arbuckle saying, wait, does that mean we finally get to play in the Commonwealth Games? That would be good. All right. It's not going to happen, but that made me laugh hysterically. So, so let's look at some ways that Dumpy and Mucky failed this week. Had a few setbacks. Apparently, the White House acknowledged that it can't actually shut down the Department of Education on its own. KKK Carolyn had to go out there and admit that the president knew he couldn't shut it down, and that they are still providing some services. So everything isn't back in place, but that's stuck in his craw. So at 11:20, Elon Muck called for an all-hands meeting at TeSSlur this week. Oh wait, where's my graphic? Oh no, not that. I clicked on the wrong thing. There. Okay. Like I said, it's not 100%, but I'm pleased with the idea. Needs a little more blurring, I think. But anyway, the lettering. Anyway, make this 12. So this week, old Muck boy called an all hands meeting at TeSSlur. You've just always a great look. And he, when saying how great the company was, he cited last year's sales numbers back before, way before, and basically begged everyone not to sell their shares. Meanwhile, I don't have the numbers I don't have the numbers here, but you can look up the sheer amount of shares that the board at TeSSlur have sold. Phenomenal. They've sold stupid amounts of their shares, but Muck was basically begging the rank and file to not sell theirs, so he and the board could make more money selling smaller pieces at a higher. And by the way, you know who else did that? Enron. And did we mention that also every single Cybertruck has been recalled for safety issues? Every single Cybertruck is being recalled. TeSSlur. Hold on, says the CFO and other executives sold a huge amount of shares. Yep. The Jeffrey is saying his brother sold $27 million of his stock. It's going so. Are you tired of winning? Oh, sitting pretty. Well, we're watching this okay, so we have got nine of wands, justice in the middle. Ooh, ouch. 3 of pentacles and the wheel of fortune card. So there are a bunch of people that have been sucked into this mess. And the company's feeling beaten up, but the courts are going to get involved. about what their plan was and how they were selling all of these shares to basically, while lying to the company, to employees, to influence the stock price as they were selling. That's all kinds of, that is all kinds of illegal. Mm-hmm. There's more. At 15:45. Now, if you've heard an update on this, please let me know. But last I heard, Muck was also issued a summons in the SEC case over Twitter stake disclosure. See, it turns out that Muck doesn't actually technically own Twitter, is what I was reading. Might be a little more complicated than that, but and now it was like turning over shares or Tesla shares for the company or something, and now the Tesla shares are tanking, and it's possible that that whole sale could get him into a lot of trouble, and I just cut the deck and got the Hanged Man and the Death card. And Lisa 404 is pointing out that he's fudging numbers. Yeah. Yes, Lois. Captain Ketamine. Apparently, Elon Muck spends a surprisingly large amount of his time playing video games. Playing, what did I hear? Diablo, and what was the other one? It just surprised me because I remember the original Diablo, and there have obviously been other improvements since, but it's Diablo and something else. And I was like, really? That's still around? Stay a while and listen. That's from the original. But he's got things set up so that he just has to talk to his phone or whatever to make it tweet, basically. So he sits there for stupid amounts of his day playing video games, speaking out to tweet stuff. Yeah. Ms. Gibson says, I saw that on one of the clips on YouTube. That's ridiculous. Yeah. Yep. So Giovanna says he was making fork airplanes yesterday. Yeah, I saw that. He was at he was at Mar-a-Lago. He was at some kind of he was at some fancy looking dinner with Dump. I don't know if it was in Florida or DC. Yeah, but he had put the different forks and spoons together so he could hold it like this, and they all balanced. And he was just like, I'm so clever. Really? Okay. Isabel Ma says he was caught paying people to play his game characters. He went live to a game, had no idea of what to do. It was a scandal in the gaming community. I'm sorry. Trump cheats at golf. Why? Am I surprised that Muck would cheat? Zero. Thank you for letting me know. Revolution Ricky, hello. Daw. Ricky's soon to return to Alabama from Utah. Oh, I'm glad to hear that. All right. So this is what made me think of it. There's a Fool card. Oh yeah, lots of money. Yeah, lots of money. Whatever. And chaos. Oh my gosh. But he's off in La La Land, playing his games. Yeah. I don't know that the SEC thing's going to go so well. Oh, I'm sorry, Lady Eva. SEC thing. Well, out of Dumpy's playbook, basically do whatever you want and expect your connections to make all the bad stuff go away. Working. Mm-hmm. The plan and Page of Swords. I keep getting this sense of he's just floating. He's just floating and he barely sees anything that's going on around him. And he just assumes that people are going to clean up after him and make everything go away. It doesn't feel like he's dealing with anything. Seriously, him and Dumpy, they're like two toddlers. Deb C says, Pam Bondi said that Muskrat is not going to be prosecuted for anything. Well, unless the state of New York wants to get involved. So, Cindy says they said Muskrat literally cried in the Oval Office. I heard something about that, but why was he crying? Oh, I could say something so mean right now. I will let it go and move on. Oh, Cindy, because of TeSSlur? Yeah. Man. Okay. Katie Arbuckle says Trump is specifically a 936-month toddler. I love that. That was good. Yes. Lois, ketamine tears. Honestly, what it feels like, entertainment only YouTube, and what do I know? But honestly, what it feels like is if he was really in trouble, he would be out of the country in a heartbeat. Gone. If they don't put him in cuffs, if they let him out for 2 seconds and they do not take all of his passports, and he even then might be able to find a way out. Poof. This man is never going to be held accountable the way the little people are. Okay. So, oh, and just an aside, apparently on their website, DOGE, had to delete more than 100 government leases. It says they had been canceled. They weren't. They had to take those back down. There are a lot of things they've put up on that site, and they've then had to walk back because they couldn't get rid of it. So, yeah. Let's have a quick look here. I'm sorry, I haven't jumped down to the questions you asked. I had a bunch that I wanted to get covered right up front. So your questions are very important to me. All right, so at 2540, the National Park Service is happy to welcome back in rehiring all 1,000 of the probationary employees that Trump and DOGE fired. It's like a press release or something along those lines from the National Park Service. All right, I don't know what's going on with the exposure. It's weird. The sun's doing weird things. So, oh well, guess that didn't work for you either. Miss Gibson says, I feel like that website is just a bunch of lies. Yes, the DOGE site, not the National Park Service. We are getting these small victories, and we should enjoy them. The card for the reading is utter devastation, and we're seeing all kind of pushback against the man and his stupidity. But I mean, these aren't wildly high-paying jobs, and they're not the Muck and the Doge and the Dogettes and the Orange Stain. They're not done yet. They're going to try some other stuff, but for what it's worth, the National Park Service is happy to welcome, and that's what it says in the release. They are happy to welcome back to rehiring 1,000 of the probationary employees that DOGE had fired. And there was something else here. Okay, so okay, so we covered that. One moment, please, double checking. Here's a one at 2825. It's kind of going under the radar a little bit. Apparently, is it possible the DOJ is losing a lot of attorneys? Is that a thing? I mean, if they're losing some, fine, but could the DOJ lose enough attorneys that all of the stupidity just slows down? Doge and Dumpy do something stupid. The court steps in and says no and put it all back until the court case. But then the DOJ has to slow things down because maybe they don't have all the attorneys they should, or they did. Let's have a look at that. Yes, Lois, attorneys want to keep their law licenses. Yes. So as the DOJ, I've heard the word hemorrhaging attorneys, but I don't know if that's true. Interesting. Part of the problem is just the sheer amount of cases. because everything Dumpy has done, it's just piled up, and there's all this pushback. We have had some successes. There is Temperance, Page of Cups, although we've had losses too. We're not necessarily in the greatest position of strength. Knight of Wands, this would be people willing to fight for the MAGA whatever. And then this is far-right communication. Somebody has to be willing to go in there and say all the stupid things that Dumpy wants them to say. And I know that traditionally in the past, lawyers have had a terrible reputation, but there's definitely, they're not all bad, and there's definitely a point at which it's like, oh no. Kind of like the way that one lawyer who in court defended Osama bin Laden after 9/11, who was hired by Sean Combs, Diddy Combs, and just said, nope, I am incapable of continuing with this case. Things are so bad, which makes you just wonder what the heck with what did he see in Diddy's case. But because it had to be something beyond what we've heard, which is bad enough. But even he was like, I'm out. And a lot of these lawyers, looks like they're still fighting, but yeah. Dubsy says money. Oh, you think the guy quit because of, like, Diddy didn't have enough money? Or I just assume the case is so heinous. They're going to lose a lot of cases. One way or the other, they're going to lose a lot of cases just from people with basic knowledge being willing to stand up. They're going to lose, and the liberals, the Democrats, the people who actually believe in the country, the real patriots, are going to win more and more. So, all right. So let us move on to Tammy Bailey had a question yesterday that I rolled over, and I wanted to make sure I got to today. With all of Dumpy's horrendous farming policies, how does Dumpy plan on feeding the military? Hal Sparks was talking about the egg situation and about how it's getting better in the wholesale area, but not in stores. Do you know about this? And that basically he learned from listening to, heaven help him, Maria Bartiromo. He learned that basically wholesalers, people making baked goods and what restaurants and what have you, they are willing to use imported eggs, but the average consumer at the grocery store is not. It says eggs from halfway around the world, people won't buy them in the grocery store. So, hello, Deb. So how does Dumpy plan on feeding the military? Okay, I just got this pain in my head. Ow. Oh, Lewis, I agree. There is something seriously wrong with Maria Bartiromo. 100%. I totally agree with that. And I'm short a card, which I think is kind of the, okay, and I don't even know what card to pull. Weird. Very weird. Well, the military is not going to go hungry. I mean, it's not fully, I'm not saying it's fully North Korea, but if anybody's in North Korea, if anybody's eating, it's the military. And even that's pretty dodgy. There we go. Yeah, it's fine. Yeah. Yep. They're fine. So I don't think we need to worry about that. All right, 3645. Retelling Savoy was asking, will every event at the White House become a commercial opportunity with ads before and during? Will there be VIP packages for sale? You asked, so I could read on it, but do you really need me to read on it since he's already doing it? Do you know what I mean? So just ask, please, if you really, if oh, I guess you do want me to read on it. I just don't, it already is. I'll just read on it. 3730. Will it get worse? Anything for a buck. Especially if there are people willing to be associated with the terracotta toad. Queen of, yeah, just to make money. Any chance you can get. The death of any dignity the U.S. president's ever had. Excuse me. Do you remember how much grief came down on the Clintons when it was, I don't know if it was real or if it was alleged that they had sold access for friends of theirs to sleep in the Lincoln bedroom or whatever it was? That was a huge scandal. Those were the days, my friends. Halcyon days. Thank you, this kid. Yeah, it's all about the money. So, Raymond had a question. I think I've read on this, but again, you ask. Are the TeSSlur dealership vandalisms being done under Elon's orders and MAGA for insurance reasons, since car sales have tanked? Okay, here's the thing. You know how Dumpy came out and was saying that the people, now forgive me if I'm wrong in the details, but my best remembrance, Dumpy said that the people who were attacking Tesla dealerships and charging stations, I believe he called them terrorists. Correct? Because it turns out after 9/11, there was something new put in place that companies that suffered damage because of terrorism inside the United States get all kinds of breaks. And what I got when I read on this the other day, what I got was, it's not like a direct, like Elon saying, yeah, go attack that one. It's not that direct. But even if it's angry Democrats, there's still some underhanded something there. Coyote Rosenbaum says, yes, King Felon said that. Ah, yeah, okay. It's just dumpy and far right stuff. And Dumpy guarantees that Muck has access to good governmental stuff. Three of Swords, ouch. Thief, feeling beaten up. All right, it is hurting TeSSlur. But it still feels like there's something going on where, I don't know if the government is reimbursing Muck because of those stupid, short-sighted, myopic laws passed after 9/11. But there's something hinky. I mean, hink-y. Both hink and E. All right, 4210. Ms. Gibson had a question about Dumpy's health, and I very much want him alive. I very much want him absolutely alive and kicking. But the question here is, will he serve his whole term? I've heard, Ms. Gibson wrote, I've heard on YouTube people are saying no because of his health. I feel that he will serve less than a year because of treason and will serve jail time. Oh, from your tippity-tappity fingers to God's ear. But will Trump serve his whole term? Spellmoss says, alive and in a prison cell. After a fair trial, absolutely. I don't, it doesn't feel like, it feels like you would have to pry his presidency out of his cold dead hands. And I want him to live. But it's just a refusal. I mean, that's one of the things about cults. They usually don't have a line of succession. And certainly the ones that survive have a line of succession. And I'm not talking about just like, oh, the president, the vice president. No, that's governmental. That's for everybody. But Dumpy himself, well, he was even asked about Vance. Will he take over MAGA if something happens to you? You know, is he your heir to MAGA? And Trump said, no. Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry, Shady Vance. I'm sorry. Is that another tire tread mark going up your back from being just pushed under the bus again? Whew. Chris Cole says North Korea has a line of succession cult. There we go. Oh, it's not going to be Junior. It's no. But this is just a refusal to recognize his narcissism is unbound. Sitting pretty, even if things get a bit dodgy. Knight of Swords, everybody still must kiss the ring. Everyone must still be loyal to him while he is loyal to no one. Adding insult to injury, everybody step into line. Unless his health does do something really, really strange, or even then I wonder if he would somehow manage to keep grasp. I'm just getting this feeling of he cannot risk letting go, because then he's also opened back up to, are there any court cases outstanding? Because there's still court cases out there. He's still a convicted felon, 34 felony conviction charges he's convicted of. And if he can't be held accountable for anything he does while in office, but if he's no longer in office, sorry. This kid says, bring Jack back. Yeah. Yeah, there's just you will stay in line, and that's not a slight at modern Germans. This is flashback Sunday. Magician, fruits of labor, Ace of Cups. Now he's awful. He's terrible at all leadership skills, and all of this helps Democrats. It's just we're not seeing it as clearly right now. But all right, 47, 45. Look at that. Cindy Pool's wondering about the UK. Will the EU allow the UK back in? Un-Brexit. Is there a cute little name for the UK rejoining? Possibly rejoining the EU? Brentrance. There we go. How about that? Brenter? Is that what it's called literally? Mine's harder to say. And Dorinda says groveling. Exactly. Charles is going to go to the EU and say, would you like to join the Commonwealth? Yeah, I love that. Yeah, you. Psst, yeah, you. I love. First of all, I love your username. Secondly, corrects it. There we go. Wainwright says, Brit again. Hello, Valerie. Again, I'm short a card. Why am I keep being short a card? All right, I'm gonna pull again because this is ridiculous. Eva says, as a future European, I would say, give me several cases of your best lager and we'll talk. There we go. Rule Britannia. EU. Kind of. Brexit was, now look, I'm very, very obviously American. I'm in Chicago. And even though I was married to a Brit for 20 years, I do not pretend that I have any, this is not my fight. This is not my place to say whether that was a good or a bad idea. I have an opinion. It doesn't mean much. There was a decision made. There's a lot of judgment about said decision. There's a 10 of swords. Autumn? Mr. Dill, I'm afraid I don't understand. Sorry. But after all of that, it feels like it feels like picking up all of those swords and cleaning up. There might be some attempted movement in that direction. And I'm just concerned part of it has to do with defense. As Europe is rearming itself, what could go wrong? And what could go wrong with the US, with this idiot in charge? Girl says the Brits are angry. They feel they were fooled by Cameron and co. Visualize 70 says to rejoin the EU, the UK would have to return on such rubbish terms. We ain't gonna do it. I'm just wondering if there's more, there begins to be more of a move to pull together, and maybe even the EU being nicer about it in their terms because of defense. Oh, the card count. Sometimes it's me flaking out. Sometimes if I'm short a card, sometimes it's because that's part of the message. So it just depends. Pimda says, could you please put the other side panels back up? I need to calm down. Absolutely. There you go. Happy to do it. Card for the reading has been the chaos. 8 of Cups, 6 of Wands, Ace of Cups in the middle, 7 of Wands, Wheel of Fortune. It feels like something new here, and it has to do with getting authoritarians or fascists under control, putting them on the defensive, like Putin. Because there was a lot of damage done by Russia. Sorry, I got distracted. Russia did a lot of damage. I mean, I do keep sharing that meme. Is it a meme? Anyway, or I just keep reminding everybody that remember that $1 trillion in Russian influence didn't work on you. You should be proud of yourself for that. I'm getting if there's movement in that direction, it's because of defense pacts. So, yeah, this is much better. This is much better. Thank you for suggesting that. I just get caught up in what I'm doing here, so I'm not really necessarily watching the screen. So Deb says, I heard the French government is giving its citizens a booklet on how to prepare. Oh, I don't know about an incident like that, but I do believe, and I've seen on social media, various governments in Europe handing out pamphlets on how to, what's the word? Prepare for potential conflict. Mr. Dill, thank you. Thank you. That's very sweet. It really helps. Thank you. So we got that taken care of. And all right, it looks like I'm going to have to call it for today. I've got other questions here. I'm going to roll over to tomorrow, and I did get questions from yesterday done today. So, like I said, your questions are very important to me. So I will roll the rest of these over. I had someone yesterday who was like, "No, you didn't do a card for us." So let me do a card for you. Alabama Cajun, do we enter Aquarius in 2050 or 2150? The age of Aquarius, our big concern right now is that we're now in Pluto in Aquarius. And there is crazy astrology starting this summer and going for the next 2 years. But reading for us, cards for us, 5710. Cards for us. Save. All right, what do we need to know? Thank you for joining me here today. Thank you. So, Scats Cat says, I thought we were in Aquarius. No, we're in Pluto in Aquarius. The age of Aquarius is a 2,000-year thing. We're just leaving the age of Pisces that went from about the year 0 until about now. Slightly different thing. But anyway. All right, what do we need to know or do or think about? Thank you. Yes. Louis, where was it? Oh, did it disappear? I think Louis said something like, pull the, oh, there it is. Pull the Uno reverse card. It's like one of my favorite lines in all of Mystery Science Theater 3000. Rock climbing. That movie, rock climbing, Joel. But they've gone through all of this long, boring rock climbing because it's an old black and white movie, and there are dinosaurs on this deserted island, blah blah blah. The land time forgot kind of stuff, and but it's this long, boring slog, and then they finally get to the plateau. It's like, okay, we made it. And they get there, and it's like, and they turn around, there's a whole other section to climb. And everyone's just like, no, make it stop. It's like, and one of the characters says something to the effect of, where do we go? And one of the bots says, get us to reel 4 and get us the heck out of here. And I know that's a long walk for that line, but that's kind of how we all are, I think, at this point. Get us to reel 4. Get us the heck out of here. Crow. Yes, Jennifer. You are on the side of truth. You are on the side of decency. You have learned from history. Bless you. Other than that, as much as, we try to, we try to be good people. We try not to, we are disgusted by all this MAGA stuff. But like for me, for example, I get really angry at Trump and MAGA. But there are a lot of Republicans where I'm just like, I don't have to agree with everything you believe in, but you're not that, and and we want to. There's a lot of push that, if you're a spiritual person, you want the whole world to come together and sing in harmony and have a Coke, and yeah. But what this is for now, all those MAGA, all those right-wing beliefs and all of this damage they're doing and all of that, just stay away. And it doesn't necessarily mean, don't watch the news or don't, no, we go through the news together. All this kind of stuff, but don't allow, basically I'm getting just stay away. Don't argue with people. Don't engage with any of this. You're not going to change their minds. And it's exhausting. It's absolutely exhausting. And you are going to need your energy for rebuilding, for real patriotism. So, yeah, if you go over there, you just end up, it just gets tighter and tighter and tighter and tighter. Just be free. Be free. There are times to, yes, stick with your tribe. I know they say politics have become tribal, but there are times to just take a step back and just hang out with your own people. And we'll work on the coming back together later. But sometimes, so Crisco says, let them figure it out themselves. To some extent, yeah. And there is only so much we can do. So just take care of yourself. That's going to do it for me for today. But thank you for being here. At 3:00 Central Time, I'll be over on the Creative Sprints channel. Sarah should be back. That's always a good. Over there. And we're going to step away from politics and do productive work. You're always welcome. And other than that, I will be right back here tomorrow. I'm here literally every single day. It's just to take your questions and go through the news with you. And please remember, you're not alone. We are in this together. There are good days ahead. They're out there. All right. And I will see you later. All right. Thank you. Bye.